Hi, it's Cathy, and welcome to another episode of Tippin' on Tuesday. Today we're going to make this beautiful card with the Magical Mermaid stamp set from the new 2017/2018 annual catalog. And I'm going to show you the technique here that I use to create this look using the marbled background stamp. And this is the inside of the card. So let's go ahead and get started. The stamp sets we'll be using today are Magical Mermaid, Seaside Shore, and in here all we're using is the larger starfish and the smaller little clamshell, and then the marbled background stamp. If you watched my What's in the Box, or actually it wasn't my What's in the Box, it was my catalog review, I made a comment about how I was looking forward to doing some techniques with this, and today I'm showing you the first technique that I came up with for this one. Here's what you'll need for this project. First, you'll need a piece of Bermuda Bay cardstock that measures 8.5 inches by 5.5 inches and folded in half for our card. You'll need a piece of Whisper White measuring 4 inches by 5.25 inches. You'll need a piece of Dapper Denim measuring 4 inches by 5.25 inches. A piece of Soft Sky that measures 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. A piece of gold foil, approximately, it needs to be at least 2.5 inches wide by 4 inches long. So that's for cutting her fin out. You'll need a 1 3/8 inch circle cut with the Stitched Shapes framelit. A 1 7/8 inch Stitched Shapes framelit cutout circle, and both of those are in Soft Sky. A piece of the Bermuda Bay 3/8 inch mini chevron ribbon cut to 6 inches. And finally, I have stamped in Whisper White the mermaid using the basic black archival ink, and then cut her out, and we'll be coloring her. So the first thing I want to do is to stamp her fin on the foil, and the reason we want to do this first is so that we can set it to the side and let it dry. So my first recommendation is, when you're doing this, do not press too hard when stamping so that you slide the stamp, otherwise you're going to get a smeared image. So just press directly down and set that to the side and allow it to dry. It should dry in about 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, for the technique, you'll need 3 re-inkers. I have Bermuda Bay, Marina Mist, and Tempting Turquoise, and a soft cloth, disposable cloth. You're going to be inking this up, or you can use a baby wipe. And I also recommend a latex glove or something to protect your hands from the ink. So we'll get the Soft Sky piece and the marbled background. I'm going to go ahead and put this glove on. As you can see, I've made this card a few times, and my gloves are already got blue ink all over them. Okay, so I'm going to take this and kind of bunch it up, but leaving kind of a flat surface here on the top. And I'm going to undo all my re-inkers. And I'm just going to start putting drops in various places like this of the colors. They don't have to be touching each other because you'll be moving around a bit. So just get some color down wherever you can. Okay. So then I'm just going to start smooshing down on my stamp itself. And then I'll come back and place my cardstock. Let's get a little higher here. So make sure we get the whole thing. And then just press along the back side so you get a good impression. Isn't that pretty? I just love the way it gives all the different colors and a swirl, and it really to me looks like an ocean. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out another piece and do it again, because while I've got this all ready to go, I might as well, right? So let's go ahead and do two, and you'll see that even though we're doing the same cloth and the same pad, they're going to look different. So each one will be a little bit different from the others, and I like that. There we go. And there's that one. So as you can see, they look a little different from each other. Okay, so let's go ahead and just toss that. Set that to the side. And work on the rest of the card. So I'm going to go ahead and color my mermaid. And I have the powder pink from the New In Colors. I have garden green and I have daffodil delight. I'm going to color her body with the powder pink. Color her hair with the Daffodil Delight. And then color the little seaweed braid here with garden green. Okay, so she's all ready to go. And then on my swirled card, I'm going to take the garden green ink and the kelp stamp from the Magical Mermaid, and I will stamp that here and on the other side, but this time I'm going to go a little shorter so they look a little bit offset from each other. And I didn't like how little they stood out, so I came back with my garden green marker and just kind of drew them, the seaweed pieces, in a little bit. And you don't have to be perfect with this. And it just helps make them stand out. And you can come back and actually even color in each of these if you want. I'm not going to do that on camera. It'll take too long, but you get the idea. I'll just do a couple of these. There we go. Okay, now I need to cut out the circle out of this spot. So I'm going to do that off camera and I'll be right back with you. Okay, I am back and this is the third largest, so the of the stitch shaped circle die, and that's what I use to cut it out. And I've got that now, and I'll probably use that on another project because I think that's really pretty. But where I set that die was about a 1/2 inch from the top and a 1/2 inch from the side. Now, when you're cutting out with these, remember that our dies are not out here at the outside edge. So you don't want to set this all the way over here. You want it a little bit less so that where the actual cut is going to be is about that 1/2 inch in. Okay. So then I can take this piece and put it on with dimensionals. That looks like plenty, huh? And that will go on to the Dapper Denim piece, just like that. The larger of the circles, you'll take your Dapper Denim ink and the Mermaid Kisses and Starfish Wishes stamp. And these outside little extensions of the words are not going to completely fit on your circle. So just go ahead and make sure that the words are the part that you line up. So we're going to attach that down in the center here, just like that. And then we'll work on the inside of the card. And we're going to take the sand and shells and the Dapper Denim. And there's a little crab, and I want him to face upright. So I'm going to make sure that I stamp where he's upright. And I'm going to start over at the right-hand side. This is not long enough to stretch all the way across, but I'm going to have this little piece over here, and so it will hide any seaming. But with this design, you really don't notice anyway. But I'm going to go ahead over here and stamp, and then just come back over here and stamp. And as you can see, it doesn't, you can't tell where the seam was. I have this little thing here, but I'm going to be able to hide that with my ribbon. So I'll take a piece of Terran tape and place it right along here. It's always a good, when you have a goof up, take a look at it and see if there's a way that you can hide it instead of starting all over with a new piece. If I were doing that, I would have twice as much of a budget on cardstock, but I can usually find a way to fix things. So we'll place our ribbon across there. And now our little one here in Pool Party, we're going to do the little starfish. Just like that. And in the Dapper Denim, we'll do the little clamshell. Just like that. Get a couple dimensionals. Place that there. And then I'm going to stamp in the Dapper Denim. Have a magical birthday. Just like that. And that will be the inside of my card. I'm going to work with fast view since I have a ribbon. And place that down. And this one can be placed down now. In the front of my card. Now we'll come back to that mermaid piece and get out our scissors and cut that out. Right along the fin. Are you like me and have days where you are really good at cutting and other days where you just cannot cut a straight line to save your life? I think what today is one of those days. I'm having a hard time here. But it'll be good enough. Nobody's going to look at it that closely, right? Hopefully not. Alright, and get across her back here. There we go. Bring her back in. And put some fast fuse. Glue her fin down. Get some dimensionals. And place her on the card, just like that. And then come back with my Wink of Stella and give her a little bit of a sheen because she's wet after all, right? And maybe along my seaweed here, give them a little bit of a glittery glow to them. And I think in here I'm going to make this deeper blue, the Dapper Denim area, shiny. So we'll come around here. And maybe this little starfish needs to be glittery. Anything inside? We'll glitter this starfish and the little clam. There we go. So there is our magical mermaid and marbled background. Isn't that pretty? So I hope you liked today's Tippin' on Tuesday, and subscribe to join me every week and see more tips, tricks, and techniques. And join me on Fridays for Fast and Fabulous on Friday. Have a great week.